Welcome back to the channel, Warhammer Man back in the studio, and today we're taking a look at some of the operatives from Kill Team Moroch. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe for reactions, reviews, news, painting, modeling, conversion tutorials for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, warcry, Horus Heresy, pretty much any of the Games Workshop tabletop games. So headshot the enemy operatives in their own turn with Kill Team Moroch's Incursor Marksman. We're only 2 days away from the Kill Team Moroch box going on pre-order. Just enough time to show off some of the awesome new operatives. We've already seen how the traitor Ogryn can make a royal mess in close combat, so now we're finding out how the servants of the Emperor can stay well out of his way and still dominate the kill zone. Intense training and combat enhancements ensure every single Space Marine is an incredible shot, but even they look like fumbling conscripts next to the dedicated Incursor Marksman, who can score hits with such speed and precision that they truly deserve the moniker Angel of Death. So this is our Marksman. For the Incursor, he has like a special little backpack piece right there. Pretty cool overall. Regular Space Marine stats, 3 circle move, 3 APL, 1 GA, 3 defense dice, save is 3+, and wounds are 12. And he is the Stalker Marksman bolt carbine weapon profile, 4 shots with it. Ballistic skill is 2+, damage is 3-4, and it's AP1 lethal 5+. So pretty solid overall, pretty solid. Definitely a decent stat profile there. Carrying a special Stalker Marksman bolt carbine fitted with advanced optics and high-powered ammunition, the Incursor Marksman specializes in picking off critical enemy targets no matter where they try to hide. Like all Incursors, they'll also equipped with the multi-spectrum array. The stylish visor allows them to see through shrouds of smoke and means that enemy operatives must be even further away to hide behind obscuring terrain. So we see obviously that the multi-spectrum array has some special rules. You can see through smoke that would normally stop you from being able to see past it, obstruct your visibility. And then also it says enemy operatives must be further away to hide behind obscuring terrain. So if you're within a certain distance of them, they treat obscuring differently. So pretty cool overall. Obviously seeing some new rules coming up here. These skilled snipers are so good at rapidly acquiring targets that they can do so in the middle of the operative's activation, thanks to the track target action. Anyone hoping to make a quick dash for an objective or pop out from behind cover to return fire is liable to catch a bolt round to the skull. So the track target ability, 1 action point to use it. Once this turning point during the enemy's operative's activation, after the enemy operative performs an action, you can interrupt that action. If you do so, this operative can perform an overwatch action. If it has a conceal order, change it to an engage order to do so. It must make that shooting attack against that enemy operative using its Stalker Marksman bolt carbine, if it is a valid target. If that enemy operative is not incapacitated or revived as a result, finish its activation. This action is treated as a shoot action with a bolt weapon for the purposes of action restrictions, although this operative can perform this action if it has a conceal order. So some interesting things here. So there's definitely some ways that this could be comboed, but basically what you're doing is you're giving up one of your action points during your turn and one of or your only shoot action in order to basically set your overwatch in advance. And normally Overwatch, you shoot on your turn or you act on your turn after all your operatives have acted in between your opponent's operations. But in this case, you're actually interrupting their activation. So for instance, if somebody uses a move activation and then they're planning on dashing, but they're moving into like line of sight and then they're planning on dashing back out of it after the move activation is completed, you're basically interrupting their remaining activation to take your shots. So the way this could be best used is if you use your, depending on what we still have as far as your special, oh man, why can't I think of the name of it? I can't think of the name, but your special like tactics that you can use. You essentially like pay your command point, activate the double shoot stratagem potentially, and then you could essentially use your 3 AP to move, shoot, and then set your overwatch. And then your opponent would go next, and then you could potentially like overwatch them during their activation. So if you killed your only viable target, you now have a choice to either, shoot at nothing, obviously, to dash or use some other form of, action points, or in this case, you could set your overwatch. So there's definitely some potential for it. Also being able to be concealed and then setting your overwatch basically, and then or track target. You set your track target, you're concealed. If somebody comes into your line of sight, you can take a pot shot at them on their turn, but that exposes you. So neat little ability, a little something different. Very cool overall. Definitely looking forward to using these guys. Definitely looking forward to sort of like the bespoke version of Phobos. So while the damage itself is all fine and dandy, and the bolt carbine can put out some impressive numbers, the psychological effect of letting your marksman wait like a hawk for vulnerable targets is worth its weight in equipment points. So they specifically say here too, the psychological effect of letting your marksman wait like a hawk. So it's pretty clear that this is only for the marksman. This is a single guy that's going to be able to do this. The mere presence of this Phobos-clad fearmonger renders entire sectors of the kill zone hazardous to your enemy's health. He forces your opponent to think twice before risky moves and helps quell the numerical disadvantages Space Marine kill teams often face. So pretty cool overall. Here we see all 10 members or all 10 models that would come in the kit as you could potentially build them. Pretty neat. And then despite how frightening he sounds all on his own, the Incursor Marksman is one of a group of thoroughly deadly specialists. The Phobos strike team can include a range of infiltrators, incursors, and even throw in some reavers, bringing medical gauntlets, remote explosives, and other gadgets to deal with any kind of enemy. Alright, so that's a pretty interesting sentence there. The Phobos strike team can include a range of infiltrators, incursors, and even throw in some reavers. So we know you can have infiltrators, we know you can have incursors, and we know you can have reavers. It doesn't specifically say that they can all be mixed in a single Phobos skill team, but it's pretty clear that that's what they're getting at. So that is pretty awesome. We've been seeing, obviously, reavers, infiltrators, and incursors all in the same pictures together, and now it's pretty clear that you can essentially take all of them in a single team. So that is awesome. And then it also says bringing medical gauntlets, remote explosives, and other gadgets to deal with any kind of enemy. So we have already seen the medical gauntlet. That is basically the infiltrator helix adept. So we know what that is. The remote explosives, we have seen one of the new models has a remote and then sort of like a big bomb on his side. So we know what the remote explosives are going to be as well. So you could essentially like trap an objective or maybe throw that explosive and then detonate it, something like that. And then finally we see other gadgets to deal with enemies. So we don't know exactly what those are going to be, but obviously we have seen already, we have this guy right here with essentially a servo skull and little auspex. We have the special incursor that we've been talking about in this article, etc. So deploy your own elites to the kill zone when Kill Team Moroch arrives for pre-order tomorrow. I think they really meant Saturday. And get ready to beat the traitor guard, the blooded back, and a pit they crawled from. So very cool overall. Definitely a neat little article right there. So definitely looking forward to using these guys, looking forward to exploring all of their cool new abilities, and really seeing how the Space Marines are going to match up here. So if you are looking forward to a mixed kill team of Phobos Marines, it sounds like we officially have it. I'm very excited for this. I really like traditional Marines. It'll be cool, obviously, once we get like special chapter rules in the future, if that happens. But in the meantime, it's super cool to see our first bespoke Marine kill team, and definitely the Traitor Guard is awesome as well. So very excited for both these teams. The terrain is awesome, and really looking forward to this new edition of Kill Team, or this new expansion. But that's it for today. Let me know what you think down below. Always like to hear your guys' feedbacks, opinions. What do you think the best team is going to be? Is it going to be cool to run a few of each, 2, 2, and 2, or how's it going to pan out? I'm assuming we're still only going to get, one leader, one sergeant type guy, and then after that you can kind of pick and choose. There may be other restrictions based on, what your leader is or which specialist you can take. Definitely pretty cool to see, and curious about that. Also looking forward to like the new board layouts and new potential like special rules that they introduced with this set as well. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there though. So let me know what you think down below. If you are into reactions, reviews, news, painting, modeling, conversion tutorials for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, warcry, even some Horus Heresy, Underworlds, pretty much any of Games Workshop's tabletop war games, definitely this is the channel for you. So make sure to like and subscribe. But that's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.